Howdy folks, welcome back to SnowRunner. We are back on Drummond Island after taking a tour of Black River, Smithville Dam, and Island Lake, finishing up the last little tidbits over there. Soon as we get done with Drummond Island, whether that be today, tomorrow, whatever, we're off to Alaska, start a new region. So let's get to this. What I need to do at this point is what I did not accomplish before I ran out of time in the last video, which is switch over here to the Kenny C500 6x6 and take it out to explore the jobs that I do not have yet. Silent Observer, Forged by the Sea, and Abandoned Ship. Mud Wrestling is already in my list. And in fact, I don't know, maybe I could take care of that one right away. Where does it have to go? Oh, up there? Well, I gotta go up there anyways. So yeah, we could start the tracking on Mud Wrestling and then head, I don't know, head up through here or something. At any rate, get over here, run through that one, hit this one on the way, and then end up over here while I'm dragging that Scout 800 behind me. And then come down and do Abandoned Ship. So let's get on with it. If I went through the woods right here, I could come down onto this road, get onto this little snaky butt crack, whatever it is, and latch onto that thing. So down here, over here, and then onto that, and then over here. Not sure how going through the woods will work, if it'll work. But here we go. See a rock outcropping. I can't tell what's past it. More rock. Can I... Ooh, I'm up on top of one of those trees that like to catch you and dump you over. And before I end up on my head, I'm gonna... So I can't even back up off of it. I'm gonna pull myself back a little. If I can find something that doesn't just break off. See, the Trees Dawn mod works spectacular for everything except what was added after the mod's release. Those trees weren't specifically accounted for. So the settings he used for the other trees aren't quite enough for these trees. far as like how springy they are and how easily they break off and shit like that. I could maybe make those adjustments, but I don't know what I'm looking at in there. It's in the environments folder of the game templates. I know that much because I have to manually install the mod. You know, I think I'd be better off getting the 12 by 12 or the 10 by 10 or the Kraz, anything but this truck. I used to love this thing before it was updated, and now it just tips over all the time and won't climb rocks. I mean, it will, but look at this. I'm stuck between a rock and a mud hole in a Kenny. Come on. And it goes over again. Well, not quite. See, it bumped that rock and just look at that. It's just a little boulder-sized rock on the frickin' ground. I'm still hooked up to the winch. I had no indication that I was still hooked up to the winch, or at least not that I noticed. It probably said release winch on the bottom of the screen, and I just didn't see it. There we go. That's a little better. And it's gonna go over again. Come on. Ah, you mother. Never mind. Will that hold? No. I'm gonna dump it right off the edge of the cliff here if at all possible. Might get anything to hold. Then we'll pick it up on the bottom. Because I can't flip it toward a sheer rock wall. There we go. Now, can I push this out of here? If I pull up to it and turn in. Alrighty. But seriously, the 12 by 12 or the 10 by 10 would have cruised right through there, would have just climbed over the rocks I was having trouble with. And when I pulled it in, and I really didn't want it right up against my ass end, but I guess that's what the game felt it needed. You know, maybe I should have went across the pond and got out through the bottom. I wonder Well, you can't go up there from the pond, but maybe I can do it this way, or maybe it can roll down the fucking cliff again. You know what? I'm done with that. I'm not going to sit here and just piss myself off by using a truck that won't work for what I want it to do. These fucking trucks are going to do what I want them to do or they're gone. A 6x6 was a good truck when I could tinker with it. And now that I can't, sell it. Screw that. I brought this truck over from Island Lake. If you've watched the Island Lake video, you will see me running all over Island Lake doing jobs with this truck. Rather than leaving it on Island Lake, I brought it over to Drummond Island. And although it's wasting time to do this, I'm just not gonna mess with a truck that is pissing me off. This thing has always been a champ, along with the 10x10 and the Kraz Jabors. So if I have 3 great trucks instead of 4, well, that's fine with me. You know what? Maybe I'll bring this trailer up into the middle of the map. Yeah, I'm going to reattach it and bring it along with me in case one of those jobs up there needs me to haul something somewhere. But I got to get over here to the main road. And so different plan. Or should I just go get it? From this side, I could run right in here like this. I could go through this farm across the pond, or up onto the road and down here. Maybe right through the crack in the rock there. I don't know. I'll have to investigate that when I get over there. But I want this trailer up here somewhere. Maybe at this crossroads or something. I really don't want to go all the way around, so I'll come up here, cross over. I'll end up right here, and I can leave the trailer right there. You know what? Let's see. Nothing else to do down there. Maybe I'll leave the trailer up here by Forged by the Sea, and I'll take a peek at what that is. And then, let's see. You know what? To see what that is, I should just turn there and go out there right now, drop the trailer in here somewhere and just head out there. But then what if it wants me to carry some cargo? Oh shit, I don't know. Maybe I should keep the trailer with, huh? I don't know. I'll probably just leave it on in case. See, where that job is where you pick up cargo. It's straight across from me right now, but I can't get over there from here. This goes into the water, but I don't think it crosses. Where am I? Right here? See, it'd have to cross all the way to there, and I don't believe it does. But, you know, this thing's got a tall snorkel on it. Let's see. Where might I come out if it doesn't drown? Maybe straight across where it's rocky? Or over there where it's trees. That's closer to where I need to go. Look at this shit. No, but it's getting too deep. It's taking water damage. And one snorkel's under. I don't think this stuff over here is even on the map. I don't know, that might be outside the border. Oh, shit. Well, let's try towards the aft section of the ship. I can see the bottom. We might make it. Fucking A. Water damages the truck. Oh, I must be on a rock. Oh, I just came up onto a more shallow area. Ha! Look at this shit. Now that makes up for time lost with that stupid 6x6. Because here's the job. All right. All right. Now, it just says cargo management. So, where's the job? Is there no job after I come over here? Let me back out of here. See? Flag. It's not a job. It's just where you can pick up oversized cargo. Last time there was a flag like that and I drove up to it, it was a job. Wish these people would make up their mind. Are they going to put a pickup symbol there or a warehouse symbol? You know, the 3 crates stacked one on top of the other with a up arrow above it, you know? Or are they going to put a flag on it? I had that problem on Island Lake. A site like this being labeled incorrectly made me think it was a job. And it's been like that since I played it a year ago, but I didn't remember, I guess, that it wasn't a job, it was just a place to pick shit up. I had that little suspicion in the back of my mind, but I never trust my memory. We need to get out to here. I wonder if I can come through here. I'd have to follow the road that far, but at least that much. But that might not be a job either. I want to take as little time as possible getting over there. It might be that mud wrestling is the only job left. Didn't tip over and drove right up on there without even giving me a bump. This one is a task. Tony again. A little birdie told me that a cargo ship washed ashore not too far from here. They're going to make us go back there. Hypothetically, if my employer was interested in that cargo, would pay you to retrieve it. Would that spark your interest? Sure, why not? Explore abandoned ship. All we got to do is drive down there. I guess that means we could leave the trailer up here. But then again, what if one of these other jobs wants me to pick up from the ship? So I think I'm going to leave my trailer here, go get mud wrestling, go complete mud wrestling, check out Silent Observer, and then formulate a plan. Well, I'm formulating a plan right now, but you know what I mean. Get off my back. You know what I mean. uh, I think you can cross to this island right here, but that really doesn't do a shit bit of good for me, so we'll follow this around up to here and then see what's next. Trailer, detach them, and we're freewheeling, man. Is it this one? Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, that's the way I said I could cross the island there, is how I said I could just go across. Now the the Scout is back in the bottom there in the lake. I couldn't even get it, couldn't get that 6x6 to not tip over long enough to even get it out of there. That's a CG issue. doesn't have enough negative CG in it. Now let's see, I said there might be a couple different ways. I don't think this is one of them. There's a pretty sharp drop off right there ahead of me. So we'll back out of that. I guess we're gonna back over the lumber pile, hit the house, and then split these stumps and see about coming down here. That ledge does not appear to be... Oh, yep. Let's just go down the hill, shall we? You can see why I prefer this truck over the 6x6 already. Stability. There we are. Couldn't find my spot right off, but either we'll whip around and come back up that hill I went down, or we'll come up here and just go straight across or something. I could go from here around the rocks down to the road here, or just drop off here into that, one way or the other. How's the look for climbing back up that? Not that bad. That might be an option. I'd have to turn around, but I can just drag that thing behind me while I whip a U. I watched Blazing Saddles the other day, and I just love that line. Excuse me while I whip this out. Cleave on little. That was a great movie for its time. Oh, well, not doing that. Got into a big hole there. How about this one? I think this is the one I was looking at when I said go up the hill. Rocks might be a little too slippery. To just go straight up over the top. But how about we get a little helping hand if I can get the winch to actually work. There we go. Truck is staying on its wheels and it's over. Let's pull the winch in some. Oh, that's right. We didn't bring the Scout up because the second I used the winch on my truck, it released the Scout. And my goofy brain didn't realize that until I discovered I wasn't pulling it. I think I can go up from here if I can grab it from here, which I probably can't. Oh, shit, yeah. Dang. Close functions. Ah, it's rolling down the hill by itself. Okay. Let's back it up off of this. Turn the camera around. This is taking an extraordinary amount of time. "30 minutes in, I've returned one truck to the garage for being inadequate. I've gone swimming in this truck for, I'd like to say no reason, but despite the fact that it may seem like a waste of time, it answered a question. Whether that's a job or just a point of interest. I still say it's labeled incorrectly. It's labeled for the Forged by the Sea job. I think I would have to say, but if it's a warehouse for containers, then mark it that way. All right, we're going to go up to Silent Observer. We got to get off on this road and go around this way. And then we'll finish that out. We'll finish out that road and get over here. No, you know what? I was going to deliver this first. I said I was going to deliver this first, and I don't remember. I didn't remember that immediately. Not till I started talking about doing it a different way, and then it was like, oh yeah. Oh, I thought the curve, I guess I thought the curve continued. Is the fuel station. Be nice if it was a repair station too. You could just repair your damage while you're getting fuel. That would be cool. They have those places every once in a while. Not necessarily a combo repair and fuel, but repair station on the map, especially if there's no garage. Every time I slow down for a corner, it comes up and rams me. Yay! Now, we'll start the tracking on that. Actually, it's already going. Never mind. But we'll go back to this and bring it around to Silent Observer. We'll bring it around. That's what they say. I don't know what I'm talking about. It hit second and jumped forward just as I needed it to turn, so that didn't work out so good. Or I don't know if that was second or third, but it got a sudden burst of speed just at the wrong time. All right, let's see that task. The silent observer. You're probably tired of hearing how bad the weather's been, but let's be honest, it's also feathering your nest, okay? One of our observation points went silent in the last storm. Can you head out there and see if it's okay? So these are both drive to the point and we should be done. But will there be a new job when I get there? Explore abandoned ship for foraged by the sea. What did that? Oh, scout is recommended. I was going to say, what did it say about a scout? Visit the observation. Oh, they're both in the same place. How convenient. Um, Hill climbing, but a large obstacle there. Not sure if there'll be a place we can get over it or not, so might just be better off to stay on the road. Of course, I could get up there and then go around the end of the rock. I like that. Or just when I start this right turn, make a left. I like that even better. But I'll be back in momentarily. You guys think about a good route while I go use the restroom. All right. Um, we're up here. We gotta come out here, go like that. My fingers are really shaking today. Well, it's the tremors that I get. Um, and then just one there to make sure that I turn left, not right, because I would do that. I'd get all the way up there and turn right. I want to see some damn sunshine instead of being gloomy all the time. You know, you started at 0600 and it stays pretty much the same level of gloom all day until it starts to get dark. Even though in theory it rolls through afternoon, it never gets bright like this, at least not that I've noticed. Doesn't make, not enough to make an impression on my silly mind. Um, and then, you know, it gets dark, and it's like the only time you see any bright sunshine is if you start with it on 1300 instead of 0600. Your day ends up shorter, but you know, you get some sunshine. All right, let's start abusing that Trees Dawn mod again. I kept the brake on and off so much I lose track of whether it's on or off until I look over there. Oh shit, this is not teen. Except this is where I gotta turn left. Not teen. Come on. This is harder than going up the hill where there wasn't a road in theory. See? SnowRunner makes it harder on you than just taking matters into your own hands and going where you want. All right, one left. And can we swing around or maybe drop over the side and just let it roll to the bottom, then stand it back up and hit the marker? You know, I could run it down this backside maybe, but then I've got to get over this. This is the straightest way down. Oink. $117 meters that way. No, we can't go that way. We're gonna go over the hill and see what happens. We're just gonna launch it at the marker down there. And you know what? If I try to go over that, I'm probably gonna dump it. But if I go down right here, I should be okay, I would think. So what do you want? You want to watch me dump it or take the safe route? Well, since you guys aren't here to say anything about it, we'll try this way and see. It might dump over anyways. Nope. See, it's a good Kenny. No. Trees that it doesn't like. But unlike the 6x6, this thing will back out of it. If I could see better where I was going, I might be able to split them instead of going over the top. If I knock them down, if I knock them to the side, they'll They don't go under my wheels, obviously, but they will rotate back around if you don't get out of there. They'll come back around and hit you again if you're not gone by then. Accept. And with that, look at nothing there. Come over here. Nothing, 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 nothing. You know what that means? It's Alaska time. All I got to do is retain all this equipment to the garage, and we can hit Alaska. Do I want to do that with you guys here? You know what? I would, but everything has to go to Smithfield Dam. And that means changing maps for every single truck, which is it's gonna take me 20 minutes to retain this equipment. So I'll tell you what, instead of ending this video with us changing to the Alaska region, we'll start out the next one from probably, well, let's say Smithfield Dam Garage, go to Alaska, or just start out in Alaska. We could start out in the Alaska garage. Look at what we got, look at what we're going to do, and go from there. Yeah, that sounds like a deal. All right, thanks for watching. We'll see you in Alaska.